G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So today I'm going to have a bit of a tip here for saving a bit of Stardust and saving some candy when getting a team ready for PvP, or just a team for raid battles if you happen to want it. So it's more important for PvP, and as we're in the Master League at the moment, it's probably even more important because the Stardust investment costs and the candy costs to get a team together is huge, because obviously you have to max out absolutely everything. So the Stardust cost of that and the candy cost of that is quite high. So if you can save some Stardust, save some candy, happy days. So the way that you would do that, let's quickly jump into some Pokemon. So let's have a look at Munchlax. So obviously Munchlax is a popular choice because in the Master League, Snorlax is a bit of a beast and counters some of the meta really well. So in particular, Giratina, it will normal typing versus Ghost, absolutely outstanding for that matchup. So Munchlax, if you want to give Munchlax a second move, it costs you 10,000 Stardust and 25 candy, which, let's be honest, isn't too bad. So obviously 10,000 Stardust, 25 candy to give it a second move, and then if you, however, waited and did that for Snorlax, so let's go into Snorlax. So if you waited and did that for Snorlax, it would go up to 75,000 Stardust and 75 candy. So that's a pretty big saving. So obviously when you give a second move to a baby Pokemon, it's going to keep that second charge move when it evolves. It's going to be randomly rolled like any charge move is and fast move, but you still have two moves there. So that is a massive saving, and I use Snorlax because it's a pretty good Pokemon in the Master League, and possibly with some of the changes coming around will be even more utilized. So another example that helps not only in the Master League is Togepi. So if we have a look again, Togepi, to get a second charge move on Togepi is 10,025 again, and then if you look at, Togetic, so new attack is 50,000 Stardust and 50,000 Stardust and 50 candy. So again, that's making a big difference there in terms of Stardust cost and candy costs. So that, and then we might as well go into Togekiss, and that'll be the same. So again, 50,000 Stardust and 50 candy. So you can make that big saving from the giving a second charge move to unevolved Pokemon. So obviously it's not necessarily the same for everything, but Togekiss is pretty good in both Ultra League and Master League, so it is something definitely to keep in mind, because if you've got that 100% Togepi and you know you're going to power that up for Master League, then obviously throw that second move on early and save yourself some dust and some candy. So it's a small thing, but if you do that for 2 or 3, and obviously there's different teams that run, and as the meta changes, your team will change as well. So if you can save a bit of dust and candy every time that you change up your team, happy days. So just a quick little tip there before you spend too much candy, too much dust on powering and giving those secondary charge moves to things, and try and do it before the evolution is good tip there. So what I will do is let's just get rid of that and show that this actually works. So Munchlax, so let's give it a new attack, why not? So do I want to teach? Yes, I do. So we'll give that a second charge move. So what's it got? Let's have a look. So it's got Gunk Shot and Bulldoze, happy days. But as this is 14, 15, 15, I am going to evolve it, and I'm going to use this for my Master League team. So let's throw it up. So you started at what, 1074 CP, and let's see what it changes to now. And that is a beast. Let's see, so 1834, that's fine. And then, as you can see, got the 2 charge moves still there, and we've saved all that candy and all that Stardust. So definitely up. Give secondary charge moves before you evolve if you can. So that's sort of it. So it's got a pretty good move set actually. So other than Hyper Beam, so let's see if we can change that. So let's go charge TM. So let's forget Hyper Beam. Land Outrage, fine. Let's try it again. So forget Outrage. Skull Bash, let's try it again. So it might take a little while to get the moves that you want. Body Slam. So Body Slam, obviously weak, but it's spammy. So really good for baiting shields in any of the PvP. So definitely worth a little bit. Few TMs to get that in there. So the other one that I'm not sure about is Earthquake. So it's a toss up between Earthquake and the fighting move, which for some reason I've completely forgotten the name of at the moment. But it would depend where you have Snorlax in your team. So if you lead with a Snorlax, potentially the fighting move is the way to go, because you can throw those, get the debuff, and then swap out. But if you're going to have Snorlax as someone that comes in towards the end or doesn't obviously lead your lineup, then it's probably better to leave Snorlax with Earthquake, so it doesn't debuff itself, and still does that massive amount of damage to all the steel types that are out there. So the Dialgas, the Melmetals, and things like that. The other little useful thing that's happened is now when you're powering things up, you can choose what you want to power it up to, and you can see how much that's going to cost you. So if you want to max something out, so costs 112,000 Stardust and 248 Snorlax candy. So this is going to be for my Master League, so absolutely max that thing out. Do you want to power Snorlax up? Yes, I do. And there's a whole lot of CP gain, plus 66 HP as well, so happy days. So that's the last little tip that I've, bit of FYI for you for this quick little video. Hopefully that was useful for someone. If it saves a bit of dust, saves a few candy, happy days. Hopefully everyone sort of takes it on board, gets things evolved so gets second moves on things, Pokemon before they evolve them, and then you're good to go. Save a bit of dust. So good luck in PvP. And hopefully I was a bit useful for someone. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.